Oh, goodness. Hello, guys. Good afternoon. Mm, Clear that out. All right. We are going to talk about triangulation today and the narc. Triangulation and the narcissist. Um, just to let you guys know, I am High Priestess Jamila. I have healed myself of narcissistic abuse over and over and over again. There are some people that deal with narcs and they never recover. They either usually become very broken people, or either they become narcissistic themselves, or either they become the enabler of a narc. So triangulation is something that has been happening to me personally, dealing with my personal set of narcs. I've got lots of them. Okay, there's a lot of them in a group. I'm dealing with probably about 95 narcs, all of them wishing death on me, all of them harassing and stalking me daily. And so I'm pretty much an expert at this. So if you guys are familiar with my current situation with a group of narcs, which by the way, you can't control narcs with certain witchcraft. You can't. So they'll even challenge you. They'll say, "Make me stop, make me stop." You can't make them stop. So triangulation is when they bring in a third party or either a group. Okay. This is where either the malignant narc wants to belittle and humiliate the victim. It comes out of nowhere. It is nothing that you did that was your fault. It is these narcs. You haven't done anything wrong. I promise you. I have actually seen people that these narcs, and you know what? I believe that they try to condition and program and groom you. And it's very interesting. This group of narcs that I'm dealing with, they are actually always talking about grooming. But what they don't realize is that you've been trying to groom me. It's so bizarre because they want to condition you, they want to program you so that you can blame yourself for everything. These people take no responsibility for the actions that they take. Even if they mess up someplace in their private lives, they are going to deny it and say that you did it. This is why narcs project, because when a narc projects, at that moment, they do not have to take responsibility for the things that they have done at that moment. They can't handle it. They do some of the most horrific, despicable. I mean, these people, I have a theory about them. I believe that narcs have been taken over by an inhuman force. And I believe that it takes over them at around the age of the tender old age of around 5 or 6 years old. And even it can develop or attach up to 8 years old. Now, these demons, this is one of the reasons why they created pedophilia, because with pedophilia, they could put these demons and transfer this energy into children. So, this is why it's not surprising that pedophilic narcs are literally pedophiles themselves. You can tell they think about it constantly, they're constantly talking about it. And also, narcs, when they can't control you sexually, they bring up pedophilia. So they may not even be pedophiles, but they may bring up pedophilia because pedophilia is one of the most horrific, disgusting, just bleh, like no one understands pedophiles. I know that I don't. Pedophiles are the one people in this world that I don't have empathy for. Okay. So I don't understand these people at all. Okay. I don't understand a grown person. I can understand if now first of all, if a teenage child comes on to an adult, let me just clarify this real quick because narcs have a very, very different perception and view of everything. So the narcs, the way that they take a young girl coming on to an older woman, they take it, which literally, I mean, I was a kid too, but their perception of somebody younger coming on to an older person, which it happens all the time, you just have to turn them down. Um, they're trying to convince me that I'm wrong because a younger person came onto me. That doesn't make you a pedophile because a younger person comes onto you. See, pedophiles, and that's why I suspect and I'm bringing up pedophilia for a reason. Pedophiles always feel that the person wanted it. So automatically, for you to be a normal person that's saying, hey, I had a younger person come on to me and I turned them down, when they hear you saying that, they don't take it. They have a warped perspective of things. This is the reason why I'm sitting up here looking at this and I'm like, there is not any real critical thinking skills with these people. They don't think. If a younger person comes on to you and you say no, wait until you're older, that doesn't make you a pedophile. That kind of makes you not a pedophile. That's what you know what I'm saying? But I bring that up because I believe that narcs use whatever disgusting thing that they can use, they will use it. Now, the narcs that I'm dealing with, they have been following me since before I even came across the black sector. I have had these same stalkers. These people went to babygaga.com. They stole a picture of mine, and I believe it was Tiffany or either my mother. One or the other. They both do the same things. They both work together. They took my picture from YouTube, put it on, created an account on Baby Gaga for me, and I actually have proof of this, and I'll upload it. Oh, I keep everything. I have an email from Baby Gaga that says that we found that this account that has your picture was cloned or somebody stole your identity. This person's been going around stealing my identity for a very long time. But what they did years ago, and I've talked about this before, it's been years, and so these people seem to have came back out the woodwork. It's so bizarre. Anyway, they went over there and they started a bunch of crap with some people, led them back to my channel, which that's why I kind of thought that it was my mother, because I think that my mother hates on everything that I do. So because it was just weird. And all of a sudden, I had all these angry people, and it could have been just some random person from YouTube, too. I mean, when you think about it, it's actually a pretty, genius thing, create an account, make people believe that this is this person, and lead them back to their channel. That's what this person did. So they was actually talking about that today. So, guys, let me just tell you, these people twist everything. It's just narcissism. They can't help it. I talked to a woman today that was possessed by several demons. She would not stop talking. And you know what I could feel from her? She's a narc. There was definitely abuse in the childhood. So many narcissists have been abused in their childhood. My mother was abused by her older brother. That's why my mother and her brother, her younger brother, are sick. They're mentally sick. Okay. So, if there's abuse somewhere, and unfortunately it was within the siblings, and it was talked about for years because my uncle would talk about how it messed him up, because my uncle was really, really hateful and really, really evil. My grandmother was like, oh my God, I gave birth to Satan. I mean, literally, I'm just keeping it real, because my grandmother's always here. She doesn't mind me talking about it, because there's a couple of my grandmother's kids that she has a serious problem with, that she's really upset with, my mother being one of them. Okay. So my grandmother was actually killed for her insurance policy, and I know that for a fact. So, narcissistic people, they like to belittle you. Now, I'm going to tell you what's going to happen. I'm waiting on this money to come in, and then everything will add up and clink up, and I'll be moved in. Do you know what these guys are going to do? Let me tell you, I'm going to tell you what they're going to do before they do it. They're going to say over and over again that I stayed at an extended stay for 3 months. So if you notice, these people are not only very stagnant individuals that are not really doing much with themselves, but they also tend to live in the past. So please believe that even when I do move into my house, they're not going to share into that energy. They're going to say, you lived in an extended stay for 3 months. Oh, you lived. So, guys, listen, these people will never change. We're not waiting on them to change. We don't care. I tried to tell this guy, and they don't listen, because he's trying to do as much. That what narcs will do is they'll try to do as much as possible to hurt you. Dude, you cannot hurt me. I've been healing for the past 2 weeks. So not only has Archangel Raphael been healing me, but he's been working on a shield. He's been shielding me. My heart has been healing. So the other triggers that they were able to connect to, or those are healed. See, triggers are wounds that need to be healed. Okay. I caught my narc mother having relations with my 8th grade football coach. Wow. You know what? Hey, let me tell you something, guys. Narcissistic parents are also very, very promiscuous. It's one of the things that they don't really talk about, but they are very, very, very promiscuous. So if you're dating a narc male, because there was a couple of times when I was dating this most recent guy, I would I would smell another female on him, and she didn't smell good. So they are very, very promiscuous. They have very, very robotic sex. I personally think because they have to be possessed by demons. It's just, there's no way of getting around that. I mean, this woman that I was speaking to today, everything that came out of her mouth was a lie, but she still said it because she's narcissistic. I've been dealing with this triangulation. First, it started with this supposed, first of all, I'm going to be honest with you guys. I just want to say this publicly, that if my mother did get sick, my mother would not be asking for me. So I release myself of any guilt that anybody is trying to put on me. Okay, that's made up. Right now, Mike's mother is sick. So if me and my mother will never will it's that relationship is over. We're both okay with it. So, you can't judge, my situation and compare it to yours and then just blame it all on me. I don't even think that my mother had anything to really do with the recent events. I think that this is purely and solely, um, Mike Mills trying to exploit me for attention. Because if my mother needed to get in touch with me, first of all, narcissists have kind of a sick point of view. First of all, that would be a very unrealistic expectation for me to just assume. Now, I would assume that my mother is sick because she's been doing things that she shouldn't, and I've been sending curses back to her. If my mother would stop doing things, then she wouldn't probably, if she is doing bad, she's bringing it on herself. But if my mother was sick, this is what I was going to say. There's plenty of family members that could contact me that I do speak to. So if my mother needed to get in touch with me, she wouldn't need to do it online. Okay, through a Jerry Springer uh show. She wouldn't have to do that. So that's just the manipulation, the belittling, them using whatever they can to belittle you and humiliate you and shame you and guilt you. And to be honest with you, it's almost like dealing with the kids on the playground. You remember when you got bullied at school and the kids on the playground they would just say all sorts of mean things to you? That's literally what these people are. They think that they look like responsible adults, or that they're looking thorough, or that they're looking, slick. But in reality, you just look like a scared child. Narcissistic people are not mature. They are very, very childish people. You almost have to stoop to their level when you're around them, don't you? I always end up stooping to their level. You can't have a conversation without doing so. I mean, what are you going to do? Unfortunately, a lot of us that brought ourselves down to their level, they didn't see the blessing in us doing that. Because to be honest with you, you kind of knew this person was kind of off, but you involve yourself with them anyway because you want to give people a chance. And they don't appreciate nothing. That's why they're represented by the Four of Cups. It's also a lack of appreciation. They've been trying to recruit, especially my youngest son, into the narc camp. They want to turn us into narcs. So, guys, the triangulation, now I'm going to tell you something. They keep putting their videos on private, but there's a couple of people that keep downloading them. So, to the people that are downloading them or screen sharing them or screenshotting them, thank goddess, because you can witness it. If you don't see it live, you're not going to be able to see it because they're going to shamefully delete it because, I think they know what they do is wrong, but they're going to continue to do it because they don't have any consciousness to not do it. Yeah. Yeah, I bet it was. You know, I'm not afraid of narcs. And they don't like me because they can't destroy me. So they don't like the fact that they can't feel anything. Keep in mind that many of these narcs are on psychotropic meds. That's another thing I've been wanting to talk to you guys about. It makes it where, oh my God, I can't believe this has been slipping my mind. Oh my goodness. Oh my God, is when they give a narc like those psychotropic drugs or antidepressants. Oh, that's why I would never put Jacob on a mood stabilizer. I didn't do it for my older children. He don't need that. No, no, no. It'll mess up his mind. No, 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 no. I give him things that are natural, herbal. Uh-uh. Put a narc on an antidepressant and they'll probably go out and shoot up a post office. The narc has already shut themselves off emotionally. The antidepressant is going to make them not feel. So that's why suicide is very common. I do believe that most of the people in the Black sector are on meds. I believe that if they were not on medication, they would be more than chatting in a chat room. A lot of them are. Those kind of psychiatric drugs, they're never good for anybody except for somebody with extreme cases, and that person would probably have to be hospitalized. But narcissistic people, the last thing they need is an antidepressant. They don't need it because what it's going to do is going to shut them off even more, and it makes their condition worse. They get more and more self-destructive. They get more and more suicidal. Now, Mike, you want to know what Mike said about his mother? If y'all want to hear about Mike, the vlogger, he who's a narc, he said, my mother is about to get up out of here. She about to head out of here. That's how he said it. So perhaps he is grieving. Perhaps. I don't think that it's an excuse for what he's doing because I'm pretty sure that that's the excuse that he will make. If I were grieving, I wouldn't do that. Now, I don't even want to think about that. I think the only way I would feel that way is if I'm losing a child. I'd be angry, probably. I'd probably be pretty angry. I'd probably be pretty upset. Okay, I would probably get very, very, very depressed. I've actually had a pregnancy loss that I didn't think I was gonna survive. And then I had baby boy. So hey, Orion's daughter. Hello, good morning or good afternoon. Yeah. Yeah, guys, hit the thumbs up. So y'all see how I don't even be bothered? I laugh at the narcs now. I used to get upset. I used to cry. They would trigger me all the time. When I did that, this healing has been amazing to the point where it's like, Archangel Raphael is like the King of Cups. He's emotional, but he knows when to use his emotions, which is usually in the sack, okay? He knows where to use his emotions. So he doesn't do things like that. And also, when you think about Christ, when you think about Christ's consciousness, when you think about being so close to God, that you have no worries. I'm walking with Christ consciousness right now. I have a lot of trust. The narc has no trust. Don't ever think you're gonna have any trust building relationship with a narc. It's never gonna happen. But guess what? You have trust in your spirits. Have trust in God. Do y'all know what trust really is? I know that when I get done right here, I'm gonna take me a little rest break and meditate for a minute and just wait to receive all of those abundance and blessings and not have to worry about it. And I'm gonna give my voice a break for a couple of days, y'all. I walk in trust because it is in God we trust. Hello? That's why I never worry. Somebody told me that you're worried about being homeless. No, I'm not worried about being homeless at all. I'm not worried about anything. Maybe just, the issues that I was talking about with my son, but other than that, that would be the only thing. But I don't even worry about that because I know I'm doing something about that. He's been so much better since I took away the sugar. It's been so much better. He was getting way too much sugar. So we had to cut it out. Anyway, um, triangulation is difficult, but you can get through it because many of you are growing up in this environment and you're living with your parents. You're living with your narcissistic parents. You feel like you're trapped there. You feel like a prisoner. You know? And a narc grandparent can affect grandchildren because the struggle that I had to have dealing with my own mother and what she's been doing, which by the way, my mother is a narcissist. It definitely affected all of my children because of course it's going to affect them. So, it's kind of like that Munchausen by proxy. By the way, guys, my mother has Munchausen by proxy. Um, this is something that I spoke with the therapist about when I was seeing one a few years ago over in Kansas. And she said it definitely sounds like your mother is Munchausen by proxy, which is where she would do things to hurt me to get attention. So, for example, what Mike Mills does, Mike Mills tries. See, I'm grown now, I'm not a little kid. He tries to do things to hurt me to get attention. So that if you think about it, that's the same thing that the narcissistic parent does. That's what the narc does. The narc is very proud of the pain that they think that they are inflicting. You have to get to the point where they can't hurt you. Okay? Get yourself to the point where that's what we've been doing is heart healing. Get yourself to a point where all of those wounds and wounds, aka triggers, are healed. For example, they would use things as simple as my childhood name to try to trigger me. Why would my childhood name be associated with pain? Because see, my brain automatically analyzes everything. So I also pick up on people's intent. So I know what your intent is. If your intent is to hurt me, I'm going to know at that moment. So they are intending to hurt you, but at the same time, they are hurt, but it's more so of a broken type of situation. They're broken. It's a very disturbing feeling. It's like you're caught in a negative reality where everybody knows the devious plot but you. Yes. Then they tell you you're delusional. Lie. Oh, yes, honey. Oh, you can, like, literally, you can see them doing it. And they have no idea. Like, I'm wondering if they're even conscious about what they're doing. They act like they're possessed. Oh, by the way, guys, I kind of got possessed last night. Y'all know that protective dark spirit. They don't hate me. They hate that dark spirit. Look, let me tell you something. People that hate me or that are either afraid of me, because I was talking to this woman today and she was scared to death. She just could not stop talking. She was just, I mean, she was just going and going and going, which shows fear and nervousness. You're nervous. Okay. I have a male spirit that is very protective. It's ran men out of my house before. That spirit never leaves me. It was protecting me. So if you guys pick up on this awful, in the narcs, see, they all hate me because they know I'm being protected. So they pick up on that and then they go, la, 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 la. Yeah, but you can go la, 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 but they can't hurt you. So everybody doesn't have the same spirits. But typically, we all have male and female protective spirits. So obviously, some of us are going to need more protection than others. And it just, so. Especially when stuff just comes out of the blue and you don't know why. It's like, well, they're picking up on your spirit. That spirit is pushing them away. And they need to be pushed away. Because narcissistic people is not somebody that you want to get involved with. I had never really dealt with a full-fledged narc. Now, my mother is a covert narc. She's more of a sympathetic narc. She's going to be the narcissist that is going to be playing on everybody's sympathy, which is pretty much what she did. Narcs totally during the triangulation, they always, of course, they skip over what the person did wrong to you. For example, bringing up when I showed my mother, it wasn't that I was showing that she didn't have hair, and no, my hair didn't fall out. My hair is actually pretty long. I just oiled it today. I've got a big afro, and my hair is big, and I don't even have it blown out. So I don't need to, I love my natural hair. You can go look at my old Facebook. You'll see plenty of pictures of my natural hair. And I don't need to have, thin hair. So, you know what I'm saying? But they were, anyway, I got off subject. Sorry. She was bringing up something about what I did to my mother. But my mother literally mentally tortured my daughters while they were staying with her. Okay? Literally mentally tortured her. Tortured both of them. Told them that they were going to go to foster care. Just literally terrorized them. My daughters are terrified of their grandmother. They are terrified. They don't ever want to see her again. They look at my mother like the mother in Flowers in the Attic. The reason why my daughters don't live with me is because they don't want to live in Georgia. Both of my daughters would love for me to come back to Kansas City. But see, they are not the parent. They are the children. They don't make that decision. Okay, now if they decide to stay in Kansas City with family or whoever that they're staying with, that's on them. But they cannot determine. They do have a choice. They had a choice. My daughters have a father. So they had a choice to go with their father. But the story of the triangulating narcs is that my daughters hate me and they ran away from me. Well, no, my daughters did not run away. Actually, they live with their father now. At first, there was a lot going on with their father. He alienated me from them because their father, he's a whole other story. Okay. At the end of the day, they still had a choice to stay where they're at. And why would they want to come to Georgia? Look at how people are acting down here. They were afraid to come down here because they were afraid of Alexis. They were scared to death of Alexis. So, and no, I don't want to live apart from my kids. Absolutely not. But it's one of those things to where, first of all, yes, I would like to hug my daughters. Of course, I miss my daughters. Y'all don't know what's getting ready to happen. And I'm not going to discuss my good news. I'm not. Yeah, Nikita, it's been a trip. We all make choices, though. You know what my mistake was? My mistake was trying to be a good person to a narcissist. You want to know why Mike Mills did what he did? Because I was nice to him. Sat on the phone with him for 3 hours while he drove to pick up his sick mother. So I'm guilty of being nice and being there for somebody. Now, since he's a narcs always weave a web. So that's all that I was guilty of. I'll never be guilty of it again. This was the worst triangulation that he has ever pulled. This is the worst stunt. And so when you guys are an outsider looking in, just know that he is a narc. They don't deal with reality. They're totally delusional. To say that a person can't get a place to live because of their credit when all you have to do is fix your credit, which is what I've done, and to be totally unreasonable and totally understanding and having a total lack of compassion is what these people tend to do. Now, Mike Mills is a malignant narcissist, okay? And I'm going to tell y'all something. He got some cancer somewhere in his body. I smelled it. I'm not saying that he stunk, because he did not stink. No. It's a different kind of smell. So keep in mind, guys, I'm also a medical intuitive. So malignant narcissists usually do end up with some kind of cancer. Not to say that you can't have cancer and be a good person. If you know that you're a good person, do you think narcissistic people ever say they're a good person? You will never hear a narc proclaim to be a good person because they're not. So good people know that we know that good people can get cancer. But a lot of malignant narcs get cancer because they are a cancer. They act in a way just like a cancer cell. In fact, I believe that cancer was probably created by the same demon that resides over narcs. You right, Pooh Bear? They always get their karma. That's why they always go away. And then Mike ends up falling out with them. He says, I'm leaving. I'm leaving YouTube. I'm gonna tell you something, in the next 24 hours, Mike Mills is going to be saying that he's leaving YouTube. It's all unfair. He always gets it really bad. Now, the rest of them, I'm gonna tell you something. Blue eyes and the rest of them definitely is some stuff coming up. They've been going through stuff, but they only discuss it amongst each other. They don't talk to normies like us, because even though we're not normal, we're magical spiritual people, but we're still considered to be normal because we're not narcs. That's just like a narcissistic witch. Now, you do have to have a certain level of narcissism in you to be a witch, but it's very, very balanced. And it's not a delusion of grandeur at all. Witches really do have power. 9 times out of 10, if you are the black sheep of your family, or you have been just blamed, and if you're being burned at the stake by your family, hello, that's a sign that you're a witch. No. So, anyway, yes, I did stay in an extended stay for 3 months. I'd say that's pretty good. 3 months is pretty good, to get back up on my feet and to do that. They don't want to look at the positive. They always want to look at the negative, but you don't. But see, they're trying to talk you into looking at your situation as a negative. Why would I look at staying in an extended stay as a negative when I can be patient? I think a lot of those people lack patience. I can be patient for just a couple of months, and then they said that it was because of my ego. They're angry because they wanted me to go into a little tiny poo butt little house or an apartment, because they all live in apartments, or either they don't pay their own bills at the houses that they live in. They're renting rooms. In fact, you never know. Mike might be renting a room in that house. They have a lot of that down here. So he's possibly renting a room. You never know. But they did pull up the tax records or whatever, but he could still be renting a room from his baby mama. Who knows? The point of it is that I would rather stay in an extended stay for 3 months and get the house that I want than to be in a desperate situation, which the desperate situation was created for me, guys. And all these desperate situations are being created for y'all. So that's why you always end up accepting less. Now, where you live is going to bring a lot of difference to your quality of life. Why in the world would I go and stay at a crappy place and put my children in the same position that we just left? I would rather do this for 90 days, get my credit up, and get the house that I want, so that these narcs and these demons are not preventing me from getting what I want, which is a safe environment for my kids.
Mom, can you go for a gift video?
Oh yeah, baby, I will. Pooh Bear, an extended stay is basically a hotel. This is not even an extended stay. This is a regular hotel room. So I'm not staying in an extended stay at all.
Mom, we need ice cream.
You want ice cream, baby?
Yes.
Okay. All right, guys. Well, my son is summoning me. I have to go. This was a fun discussion. I hope that this helped you guys. I've been feeling so good lately because I've been doing that healing ritual, and Spirit got me prepared for this 15-hour ritual that was done that included an additional 8 hours of prep time. Bless you, baby. It was a trip, but we got through it. We didn't feel any stress or strain or pressure, you know?
They all
Yeah.
good. What the heck?
What, Rainbow Raspity? I could believe it.
What the heck?
You're at an extended stay, Orion's daughter. Hey. Orion's daughter said, I'm at an extended stay. You're doing your job as a mother. Anybody who don't like it can kiss ass and swallow a brick. That's cool. I like that. Well, y'all, it's almost over. And, I've been making the best of it. Just sitting here watching my movies and doing my readings. And so I got to get refocused because the new moon is coming up in a couple of days. So if you guys want your cleanses, I know that I will be doing a new moon cleanse. Um, I'll be doing some other work too. So if you guys want that work, because you guys know that in a couple of days is the new moon. And you guys know that we have been through this over and over and over again with these narcs. It don't matter if they do it because it's a cycle. It goes in a cycle over and over and over and over again. Okay? These people have broken people's hearts for life. So, getting your cleanses and healings and things like that, it's very valuable. Okay? So I'm always here if you guys need me. I've been taking hits. I done had all kind of daggers and knives. Y'all, I feel like I'm Neo. I casted a spell last year to make myself invincible, and it worked. And then also I casted a spell to increase my powers. So these people have been extra, extra angry at me because the work that I've been doing on them. And there's this one chick that I've never done work on. I'm going to do work on her today. So, Miss London, come on down. Oh, you know what? I want to watch The Price is Right with some coffee. Oh my God, I would love to commune with my great grandmother. My great grandmother, Big Mama. She would wake up every morning. She would have her coffee. She would look at The Price is Right. She would look at the soaps. I would love to look at The Price is Right. But yeah, so honey, you gonna get placed on my altar for the first time. And I bet you gonna be talking a lot slower the next time we see her, okay? Because keep in mind, I am a witch and I will do work on you, okay? I don't do work on innocent people. I don't attack innocent people. I know very good defensive magic, which is why I'm getting everything that I want. And like the worst is over, okay? Oh, thank you, anti-ADOS guy. I will see you guys later. Okay, I gotta go because Jacob needs me. See y'all later. Love y'all. Love and light.